Okay, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are hearing us from. Good morning. This is Relocation Reality Podcast, organized by Cigc. We are welcoming you with a pleasure, and it's a pleasure to be here as well. Um, we have organized this podcast, to answer questions about relocations. A lot of means, a lot of facts are out there. A lot of people have debated on different conceptual issues related to relocations. I mean, relocation is not just about crossing the border. It's about mindset. So those are the number of things we are going to be discussing today. And it's a pleasure to be here. With us today, we have the director of Cigc, and then it's a pleasure to welcome him. Please, Director, sir, you're welcome.
All right, thank you so much. It's always exciting helping people to prepare not just for immigration, not just for relocation, but basically for transformation. All right, so I'm delighted to be here again today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And also joining us is our customer success manager, Ms. Victoria. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you. All right, so to start with, we are going to be asking some questions from the director, and those questions are direct bullet questions, right? And then those questions, I believe they are going to be answering some of your, they're going to be answers to some of your questions you have in mind about relocations, But then to start with, I want directors to tell us about what is even the misconceptions about relocations. What are the misconceptions about relocations?
Well, the biggest, let me start by appreciating you. Thank you so much for having me today. All right, as we expect our very own barrister, let's believe he's going to be online very soon. Okay, let me start by saying the biggest misconception is that getting visa means you have succeeded. Yeah, basically, because visa is only the permission to enter a country. It doesn't guarantee that you have succeeded or you guarantee that you're going to succeed. The factors that determine whether you will succeed or not are different from getting visa. It's about yourself, about your preparation, about the information you have gathered about where you are going, about the skills you have before relocating, about the pathway. There are several factors. So that's the biggest misconception, that people believe that once you have visa, then you have succeeded. I was speaking to one of my clients, that told me that the first time she was planning to do UK study, she has 3 brothers in the UK. Okay, 1 in Ireland and 2 in the UK. And they told her, are you sure you have enough savings for what you want to try? Don't think you have a brother in the UK that will be supplying you money. Plan well. Getting visa is different from how to integrate and survive. Your survivor on arrival. Are you sure you can afford the tuition for the third masters you're planning to go for? Jonas, I'm just citing that example.
Yes.
Even someone that is in the UK would say that. And that's because of what he knows. That whoever is just trying to leave Nigeria does not know yet. It doesn't take more than 1 month before that anxiety, the joy of leaving Nigeria will leave you, and then you begin to face reality. You understand? So that's the greatest.
Very
prepare documents.
Very interesting.
Many people prepare documents, but very few prepare themselves. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very interesting. I mean, it's not just about getting visa. Visa is just like a path, just like you have said, is a pathway. But then before Welcome, Barrister, sir. Before Barrister comes on board, I have a question. If you say that, okay, visa is a pathway, what then should people prepare for?
Of course, like I said, you need to prepare for the opportunities you are expecting in the country you are going. Number one, you need to find out the opportunities. Find out the opportunities and what it takes to be able to, take advantage of those opportunities.
Hold on to.
Of course, prepare for reality. Okay, and how can you get that? You can only get that from people that have been there. Do you understand? You have people that are there. Talk to people. Don't make it a secret. Like our people always say, okay, when you are traveling, you don't tell people, just plan it. Don't you have your visa like this? In fact, some people will get to the country before, it's a good thing that you are not announcing it. But talk to people that can help you. People that can supply wisdom, that will supply the right information you need to be well prepared. So, of course, you need to, prepare for the different cultures, then the different work cultures. Do you understand? Okay, prepare for communication. Prepare for especially if you are going to a country where that they are not, their lingua franca is not English, like Schengen zones. You are going to Spain where they speak Spanish. You are going to France where they speak French. You are going to Poland where they speak Polish. Not that there are not people speaking English, but about 50% or 60%, okay, speak English. Of course, the percentage is increasing year after year, is increasing because they also relocate, and they have discovered the fact that once they go to the UK, they go to Canada, they go to Ireland, they don't speak Polish in UK. So that's why the government integrated English into the curriculum from the preschool. Do you understand? But there are jobs that you can only get if you have the basic knowledge, in the language of the country. Do you understand? There are opportunities you cannot get. Our in the last episode, our guest was from Poland. And then she told us that her husband could not land a job, even though he was qualified, in terms of skill.
Yes, I think I remember.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But he couldn't land, they couldn't give him the job because he couldn't speak a little of Polish. Do you understand? So you need to prepare for language, professional expectations. Prepare for professional expectations. And that's it's easy when you're found out from people that have been there. Technology, financial discipline. But what financial discipline do you need to embrace? What kind of house? Like people, okay, for instance, now you are entering a country and you are going for a room and parlor self-con. That we call it 2 rooms. Because you feel you are coming with the mentality of how you were living in your country. That may be too expensive for you to gain your stability on arrival. Okay, why don't you start from either student hostel or a room in a flat, so that you'll be able to understand the finances there, the economy there, and then you begin to adjust. As you make good money, you can decide to go for your taste. You understand? Then you need to be ready for continuous learning, networking. Because after the airport excitement, life begins.
A reality. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I think our audience will learn a lot from this. There's something that struck me from what you said. So people should prepare to learn continuously. I mean, to have the kind of flexible mind that takes so many things that helps them in the nearest future after they land. I mean, so but then, Director, before I welcome Barrister, there's something that came to my mind as a question. I want to ask the question. The house that somebody is living in, let's say Lagos now, let's say it's two bedroom flats, maybe it's 200,000 naira. I mean, so now that kind of mentality, getting over to, let's say, Poland, and the person is now living in maybe the person is introduced to a kind of one room self-contained. is it not going to be like a kind of backward kind of status to that person? How will the person feel? Because I also want us to talk about the feelings of people that are traveling abroad. A lot of things happen that they will not be able to contain. A banker that has been a banker here for 12 years and now gets over there and he's doing a survival job before he gets a new job, a qualified job. He's doing a kind of cleaning job. What can you say about the feelings?
Okay, well, I would say the feelings does not really matter. If it is wisdom to start from that level. It is wisdom to abase. Do you understand? Except you have a lot of money in your account. It's not compulsory. It's about consider your pocket. Consider what you need going forward. All right? For you to be able to integrate and settle down with and have soft landing. Not that within 1 month, all that you have on you is finished. You pay rent per month. So before leaving Nigeria, we advise that you have a minimum of 3 months rent. Provided you are not able to land a job. No, to prepare for the fact, for the possibility of probably if you are not able to land a job in 3 months. Nobody will house you. Like the last time we spoke, the last episode, I mentioned that sovereign abroad can be more than in Africa. Why? Because you're on your own. People don't go emotional. You can't throw emotions at people there and people will not house you. If for instance, you are going to visit someone, that will be someone you have told ahead that, okay, I'll be coming to stay for 2 weeks. So if the person accept to allow you stay with him or her, it is because of probably the relationship. Because the utility bill will increase because you are using more water. You're using more water, both cold and hot. The heater, if it is during winter, and everything you'll be charged for that. If you are cooking, you cook more food. Either you are using induction, you'll be charged for it. So there are several things you would do that we have to expenses of the person, to the utilities of the person. Do you understand? So you are not likely to find anybody to house you. And once you're out of accommodation, that's serious wahala. What if it is during winter? You're exposing yourself to danger. Serious cold. That people have died in these situations. Yes, people have died. So that's what we are trying to address here.
All right.
That people can understand. That it is transition. It is not backward journey.
All right, sir. All right. Thank you very much. My question is like, okay, some people that have degrees and then they're asking themselves, once I get over there, I have a degree, I will get a job. In fact, this is no longer as I'm not going to struggle the way I struggle in Nigeria before I get a job over there, because that place, there's structure, but then they don't know the kind of reality that will set in when they get there. So my question is that I have a degree over there. Why can't I get a job immediately when I get there?
It's possible to get a job. It's possible, but there are procedures. There are things to do. Number one, okay, I think I mentioned in one of the episodes we had that a long-time friend called me and connected me to a lady that just landed in Finland. Okay, not just she had spent 3 months in Finland by the time she called me, and then she said she wasn't doing anything for the 3 months. Okay, and then I asked her, all right, what's your qualification? She told me, have you opened a LinkedIn account? Do you have a LinkedIn account? She said no. Then I had to tell her that's where you start from. Of course, open a LinkedIn account, optimize your LinkedIn account to show your profile, to display your skill. All right, and then your location is going to change, and then you begin to see the opportunities available in that country. Okay, and then you check the requirement, what they are looking out for per job, for each job opportunity, and then you tailor your CV to that. That's how it is done in any foreign country. You tailor your CV to what is expected, and then you apply. Give yourself 3 months. Give yourself 3 months. Do about 3 applications per week. You will land a job. They will start calling you for interviews. But of course, qualification open doors. Either you have your qualification from the country or from your own country. Qualification will open doors, but your skill will keep there. Your skills will keep them open. Today's employers recruit problem solvers, not just somebody that has first class, not just somebody that has a very good CGPA, but problem solver. So you must have value to add. It must be obvious that you have expertise in an area. You have a skill to work with. You have a value to add. You have the skill to solve problems for the employer.
Okay.
So that is why technology has become one of the greatest equalizers globally. Okay. So what I prepare my clients for is that, okay, go on this social site like upspots.com, Allison, get that skills, get that certifications and knowledge. At least when you are packaging your CV, when you have number of skills that you have there listed and that you have mastered, that will be a bait. It will attract the employers to give you a call, all right, or schedule an interview, and that would help you. We'll be moving forward gradually. Once you land the first job, it will be easy to get another job. So all this is, you are putting effort to ensure that you land the first job. After that, of course, you are in already. So
all right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's just like you have said, it's not all about the degrees, the masters, the PhD. It's about the value, the skills you have. There's even an inbox. This is why we ask this question from directors, because there are a lot of inboxes we have that, okay, I have masters, I have PhD. Why am I still doing survival job? People ask that kind of questions. But then the reality is that it is the skills you have heard from the horse's mouth. It is the skills, the value, what you can do, the value you can render that helps you over there. All right. I want to ask a question. I believe that, personally, if I am not into tech, I can still probably maybe move to tech. But I want to ask you now, Director, does somebody that is into non-tech career, can the person transition to tech over there? Is it something possible? Is it something that is realistic?
Yes, you can only transition when you have the skill. Well, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for problem solvers. It's possible. Except you want to take a course. I have people that are taking artificial intelligence as a course in Spain. That's because someone that did business administration in Nigeria, and then going for artificial intelligence because he wants to transition. Okay, and then what would now matter is that the person gathers skills, AI tools, use of different apps that would help you to be able to sell yourself. So if you want to transition, you must have this. That's what matters. Do you have what it takes? Can you solve problems in that area? Then it should be easy. We have people going to study nursing after they have had their first degree in Nigeria. They're doing nursing because they want to move to another career path that they know is more lucrative. So it's possible. Anything is possible. It's just about your own decision and your approach, your preparation.
Thank you very much. Anything is possible. Just it depends on your preparation and determination. Thank you, sir. All right, moving on. I want to ask this question. This question is what people hardly talk about, right? So it's rare that you see individuals talking about this kind of topic, and the moment people talk about it, you know that probably that thing has hit them already hard. So I want Director to talk about the experience of people abroad. Does it really exist? Kind of loneliness, self-doubt. Let me even add village people, Does it really exist like that people are lonely over there when they travel? Does it exist that people have self-doubts when they travel? Does it exist that some people can be terrorized by village people when Nami had that one. All right, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Uh, Let me say that of all these things you've mentioned are very common. People think traveling abroad automatically solves every problem. No, it introduces new ones, new problems. You are away from family. You are rebuilding friendships. You are learning different systems. So sometimes it can be very challenging. Loneliness is very real abroad. But I call it constructive pain. It is a pain that is constructive because you are driving towards something. You are building something. You are building a future for yourself. One thing abroad does is it trains you to be independent. Abroad life trains you to be independent. That you stop thinking depending on somebody that is responsible. That's what happens mostly in Africa. That you are being irresponsible because of somebody's responsibility. Abroad will train you to be responsible for yourself. The day I had flat tire, before I left Nigeria, I had never changed tire once. And I've been using cars. I've used different cars. I've been using cars for years. I've never been in a situation whereby I would have a flat tire in a location where there are no vulcanizers. And that day I was doing logistics work, and the car was driving. Somebody called me. So the call I quickly picked. Why? That's one of the things I did wrong. The news I got, they stopped me, and I didn't know when I climbed the covert on the road a little. So the kind of the size of the rim for the car is a small one. So the rim was a little bent, and then
the tire was affected.
Pressure started escaping. Before I knew it, I had flat tire. I got the car from a company. I didn't check if there was
insurance.
I rented the car, so I didn't check if we had a wheel spanner at the back, jack and all. I opened the boot and then I met now. And I knew I must not park that car there. You understand? So what am I going? Well, what am I trying to say is that you must learn to do things by yourself. So what I needed to create solution right there. Okay, I can't leave the car here. So that means I must be ready to either lose the rim or the tire, or be ready to get a vehicle that will tow this vehicle, and that will be more expensive. So I had to drive it to a location where I could, wait. And then I called on the company that rented the car to me, and they told me, okay, I would need to call vulcanization company. Okay, so how much is vulcanization company? By the time they gave me price, it was equivalent of 160,000 Nigerian naira.
Wow.
And then I just sat down. How much have I made today?
Mr.
I have
Kabiru
to spend so
Magba.
much to change tire to the extra tire in the boot. So I learned that day that they have designed the structure, the system, in a way that you must think as a responsible man for yourself. So if I had an insurance, if it was my car, and I had an insurance that covers that, the insurance company would have come to rescue me. They would come to where I was. Do you understand? Because I paid for the insurance. Because it happened I had the experience twice. I had to pay the vulcanization company to come. And you know what? I didn't decide on time, not knowing that where I parked the car was a paid car park. So I learned in a big way. I learned by my own experience. So because I didn't decide on time to pay for the vulcanization company to come and change the tire, the car had to sleep there overnight because I had an emergency that I must go to respond to the following morning in my school. And the train to my school took me like 5 to 6 hours. So I didn't have the choice than to leave the car there, or knowing that the car I parked at a paid car park. I was looking for somewhere safe, so I had to park somewhere that looked very safe, not knowing that it's a paid car park. I got there the following day, told the vulcanization company to come and fix the tire. They did. They came, changed the tire for me, inflated the other one, fixed the rim, and then I wanted to drive out. Then the iron was not lifting. Nobody was there to attend to me. Nobody. There were just cars there and nobody. So I was supposed to go to the system there. There was a screen there that was displaying what I needed to do. I now beckoned on. I think the man was a Lebanese that drove in, and then I beckoned, please, sir, I need. This is a challenge I have. And then he told me, okay, let me help you. And then he checked, and I saw how much I was to pay. At that time, I was to pay around 120,000 for the car park, because the car was there for, was it 2 days or 1 day? I think it was 2 days, because by the time I got back from school, it was too late for me to go there. So 2 days. So I paid 120,000 naira for the car park. I wanted to cry.
Wow.
It was a bad experience for me. It was a bad day for me. I wanted to cry. So I paid before I was able to drive out my car. So I learned that day. There was another day that the second time I had a low tire. So I drove to where I was to pump the tire. And then I saw a white man trying to inflate his tire, to change his tire inside cold. He was shivering. What a system. In my own country, you just need to call on the vulcanizer. How much will you pay? Do you understand? So they designed the system to for you to be independent, to be self-responsible. So the man that was I felt pity for him. He was shivering in the cold trying to change his tire. That's because he didn't pay for insurance company that the kind of insurance that would cover that kind of need. So that means there are levels abroad, but you need to start from somewhere, and you begin to adjust your mindset. There's nothing like you want to beg when your rent is finished. So all these things are needed to be known by our people before relocation, so that you can be independent in thinking, you can be responsible, you can be very practical in your planning. You are planning, and what you have had clients. Now, after I've told them, what was left on them at the point of flight was not even up to 500,000. So what is the plan on arrival? How will you pay for accommodation? After all I've said, do you understand? So I felt, people think it's not. Sometimes people don't take us serious, and thank God for this kind of opportunity, for people to listen to this over and over, for them to know that life abroad is practical. If you don't want to suffer panic attacks, like I always say, you need to be practical.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. A lot has been said on this particular question already. I wouldn't want to ask more questions. It means that the reason why people cry when they travel abroad is justifiable. In the airport, you see people crying. You say, "Oh, why are they crying?" It's the loneliness they will feel over there. There may not be, "Mommy Godwin, please, can I just come to your place?" And that place is a separate place, actually. All right. So
except you are living in Yoruba community.
Yes.
You would have one or two people you can relate with. That's possible. You just create new relationships, but you be intentional with that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So moving on, I want to ask this question. What are the tech skills that can land me, a viable job over there that you can recommend for me to, let me say I want to travel now as a person. What are the tech skills I can quickly do to land me a viable job over there?
Okay. I wanted to ask you that question as a tech guru. All right.
Okay.
As a
yes.
tech guru, I had it in mind to ask the question.
Okay,
All right, and then
I can attend to it actually.
Okay, so let's hear you.
Okay, so technology is not just about coding. It's not just about analyzing data. It's not just about automating some workflows. Let me put it that way. It goes beyond that. Tech is about what actually you can do. It's about the kind of problem you are solving and what are the things you are using. What are the tools you are using? For instance, you are into coding, you're into UI UX. What are the tools you are using? Some people are into UI UX and they are still living in 18th century. You understand? There's some people that they are into programming, but then the tools they are using, they are still in the past. Now, it's not just about coding. I'm known for coding. I'm a coding person. What are the tools you are using? What are the right things that the current dispensation, the current life appreciates? What are the AI tools you are learning? You can learn only AI tools and call yourself a tech person. Only AI tools. There are a lot of AI tools, the one that converts speech to text. Just learn it, learn something about something, and be able to provide a solution to a problem. You are good to go over there. I have a friend in the UK. He's into all these AI automations, annotations. I don't know if people know about annotations. Try to train AI. This guy is good to the extent that he's earning nothing less than $150 per hour. And he's not leaving his house. I'm telling you, he's not leaving his house. He's training AI, the next generation of AI, and he's collecting nothing less than $150 per hour. How did he come about it? He learned it. So there's some tech skills you can learn that can give you, in fact, upper hands than those people that have come before you. Sorry to say that. So if you are traveling, if you are saying you want to travel abroad, what are the skills that you can learn? You can learn AI automations. You can learn AI annotations. That means you are training AI. You can learn data analysis. Data analysis is something you can learn online. You can learn it on Coursera, but then you have to just be intentional to learn more about it on YouTube. Once you learn those things, you can brush it up when you get some reality gigs, reality work from companies. You can just walk up to any company and say, let me analyze your data after you have studied data analytics. Right? You can learn digital marketing. It's also a very lucrative job. You will work from home. So you may be, it's just not about coding. You can also learn coding and UI UX, it's also good. But then what are the things you learn that makes you to be able to solve a problem? So I think I've been able to say something small about it. I don't know if director wants to add more. You're muted, sir.
Yeah, prepare yourself for remote works.
Hmm.
Learn how to be a virtual assistant, how to be an executive assistant, how to be a customer relation officer remotely. Email marketing and all, a lot. Freelancing generally. Learn skills that you can be used for freelance, content creation, and and all. So those are the basic things that you need, and then you keep on growing. On arrival, you begin to discover more important skills in that career path that you need to learn them more. So you keep growing, and then you're building a big future for yourself.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, we're going to have a quick break right now because we've spoken a lot on 3 different topics already, and I believe our audience have learned so much, and they're anticipating for the next question we're going to ask, right? But then we're going to come back. We're going to come back and continue the questions. Thank you. You're welcome back. So, moving on, we have spoken about a number of topics. We've spoken about mindsets and how your mindsets affect your stay abroad, So, but then it's not just about you getting a visa. It's more than that. It's about your mindset. So we're going to move on to global impact now. We're going to talk about global impact. It's related to mindset anyways, but then how does your mindset influence your job over there? How does, there's something I want to do. How does it solve a problem? There's something I'm doing. How does it solve a problem? When you are working in a company where the tools they are using, you are the one that create them, there's a joy that comes to your heart. When you belong to a team and you are the team head, there's a joy that comes to your heart, to your mind, to your heart. So it's now like a shift of attention to what problem can you solve than what job can I get? When you have a kind of mindset that, okay, what job can I get? You are not really intentional about getting a job. You are intentional about just getting a job, maybe for survival. But then when you shift that thought to what problem can I solve, it hits harder to you and it becomes more intentional to you to get that job. So it's from what problem can I solve to what job can I get. So when you are traveling, what should come to your heart more is, okay, what problem am I going to solve? And in the current society we have now, it's more of how much problem you can solve than how much of job you can get. You may see, I've worked with a lot of people that their look is not their bank account. Their look is not their bank account, because it's the problem they are solving that tells in their bank account. So right now, if you are moving abroad, you're planning to move abroad, the question you should be asking yourself is, what problem can I solve? And I think director will justify this more. What are the things, what are the kind of problems that are solving for an individual that is traveling abroad? What are the type? We have spoken about the skills, we have spoken about the mindset, but then what are the kind of things that makes a man to be relevant over there in general? Thank you, sir. You are muted, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Basically, education abroad is no longer just about obtaining another degree. Of course, it's about entering ecosystems, innovation ecosystems, research ecosystems, industrial ecosystem, technology ecosystems. You observe a system that works, you contribute, you improve. Then someday, whether you remain abroad or return home, you bring that knowledge back, and then you begin to make impacts in a different way, with different approach, different tactics, because you already have international exposure. All right, but in the abroad, like I said, you must be able to contribute to what is ongoing, to add value. So it is that the willingness, that mind conditioning to want you desire to evolve with time. You are just not just static. There's a friend of mine that he finished from architecture from OAU more than about 9 years ago, and then had his masters, just like architects do, Department of Architecture, and then NYC, and then decided to have his masters in the UK. He entered about 4 years ago now, and then on arrival, the job that was available for him was care job. He picked it up. He wasn't happy. One of the days I called him, did video call with him. It was with a child, caring for the child. All right, and I saw his countenance. We spoke at length that day, and then I'm going to bring him on board someday. And then he continued, but he did not stay at that with that. All right, along the line, he discovered courses he need to do in construction. What am I driving at is that he has that willingness, that desire to evolve, to discover what works, what obtains. And then go with it. And then he did the course. He told the wife to do the same, but she said she wants to continue the care work. The wife she had I think almost a first class in a course from OAU also. All right. What I want to say is he was able to land a job in construction, a job with serious benefits, including car allowance. Okay, and then he called me just less than a year ago. This is what has happened though. Well, I said, wow, that is what happens to someone that is ready to evolve. Someone that is not just, you are not just static. Do you understand? So to remain relevant is that you must be ready to learn and unlearn. You must be ready to acquire more skills. You must be ready to grow. Do you understand? You must be ready to evolve with change. Do you understand? So that's what I can say, that mindset, that mind condition that matters. That is how you can remain relevant. You can stay relevant abroad.
Thank you. So that means traveling is not escaping your country, right?
Sir, you say what?
That means traveling, relocation is not you escaping your country, right?
No, it is rather you going for equipping, going for international exposure, and then you're returning to your country to make global impact, countries don't become developed because everyone stayed, but because people have taken upon themselves to build systems, better systems. But most of our leaders today have traveled out. Most of our political leaders today have been to one country or the other, stayed there for some years. Okay, see what Showore is doing today. Why is he so confident? Why is he so confident that he can defend what he believes in? It is because of the exposure. He has lived in the society, a liberal society, where people's opinion are respected. And then he sees what is happening and is uncomfortable with it. He has that exposure that has given him the level of confidence to know that nothing will happen. He has the right, the freedom to speak. All right, I'm just using him as an example. So there is I would say this. That relocation, just like today's our team is, beyond the borders. Traveling abroad isn't just about crossing borders. It's about expanding your mindset, building new futures, creating global impact, building new futures for yourself. It is people in Africa, people respect people, they respect you when they see that you are widely traveled. You have international exposure. Because in a way, in our subconscious, we believe the whites are more organized than us. We know that the whites have gone far ahead of Africans. Okay, being in their community will get you exposed to how they do their things, to innovations, how to treat people right, and then you bring that influence. You take that influence to your country. You'll be respected, and then you'll be trusted with positions where you can make global impact. So building new future for yourself is one of the things that relocation does. So it is not escaping Nigeria. It is neither is it escaping Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, or wherever. It depends on the person, but you must have a mindset that is positive. You should not have a selfish mindset. All right, I'm saying equipping yourself to be globally relevant, equipping yourself to be to impact your generation back home. Okay. I have a lot of people that are not in Nigeria, but they have different companies and industries making impact in the lives of youth, employing youth, making waves. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about intentional relocation. We're talking about purposeful relocation beyond the borders. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, okay. So the thing is that
evolution is goal.
Sorry.
I said, which means evolution is the ultimate goal.
Exactly. What's in my mind? What's my mind? Yeah. Exactly. All right. Okay. So I think we have come to the end. But before we end, I want at least one word from our audience, from Miss Victoria, and then director will now help us round up with one word, So we've spoken about so many concepts, so many questions, topics. So I believe our audience will have learned so much. But then what are the conclusion? What is the conclusion? Can you say something that talks about the generalities of what we have discussed today, Ms. Victoria? Something about mindset, talked about the jackpot, you talked about the aftermath of jackpot, what have you. Can you just give us a word from your side? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so what I would say is that don't just have the mindset of traveling or jackpot alone. Have the ability to shape up. Everything that is going to happen is not happening because it just wants to happen. Make sure you make use of every knowledge or every lesson learned over there. Don't just travel because you want to travel. Shape up, be of good mindset, and make sure that you learn every lesson. And don't just learn it because you want to learn it for now. Learn it for the future. Because there are some people that will just travel just because, let me just leave this country. I want to leave this country. I'm tired of this country. But what about the people that you left behind? The lessons that you left in Nigeria. When you get to that place, make sure you make use of that lesson as well. Okay, you are seeing new technology, in which you said before that you have to have a great mindset of learning about different kind of techniques or skills regarding to tech. So you are getting to see new technologies over there. So make sure you have that knowledge as well. And then you can also make use of that opportunity to learn about, if I should do this regarding this technology, it's something that I can also come up with a new AI technology for any other person. So don't just travel because you want to travel. Make use of the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Don't travel because you want to travel. Make use of the opportunity. Thank you very much, Ms. Victoria. All right, over to you, Director.
All right, I would say it is good to dream big. So dream big, but plan smart. Your dream is valid, but it must be backed by a clear roadmap and the right mentorship. Mindset is everything. And relocation success begins in your mind. Stay teachable, be patient, and be persistent. With this,
thank you very much.
You are going to give your own success stories. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Always stay positive, like you have heard. You are going to still give your success story. It's going to go around. They're still going to celebrate. I want to appreciate everyone, especially the director, for this opportunity to answer so many questions that people have been asking. It's an opportunity, and I can't wait for the next episode. Actually, until then, we're going to draw the curtain of today's episode, and we say that you should stay out of trouble. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.